So we're going to make the seitan part of the chicken nuggets. I'm going to take soy flour. This is about 2 cups of wheat gluten flour. I have here about 1/4 of a cup soy flour. I'm going to add that in there like so. Then I have 1 tablespoon poultry seasoning, and I don't see why you can't find poultry seasoning that's vegan. Most of it should be, it's just seasoning. 1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning. I'm going to mix that real well. Make sure it gets all in there. Then I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of oil. You can use any oil you want. Now the oil makes it a little flakier and not so dense. Mix that in there as well. And then the last part of it is going to be water. Now this you're just going to have to measure by eye. Put in a little bit, then mix. And if it doesn't start coming off, I have spread out a sheet of tin foil. If you want, you can go ahead and use a plate for this, but I just find it easier to do cleanup and just easier all together. So you take your dough, you pinch off a little bit at a time, you form into shapes, and they will grow because we're going to boil them. So you want to make it almost like the size of a marble. And place it down. And so forth. If you want to go fancy and try to make the actual shapes of chicken nuggets, you are more than welcome to. But I find it easier to just go ahead and make balls of them. After all, it's the taste that matters, right? I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the grainy stuff is actually still flour being not mixed in. You might want to feel free to mix it. It's okay if it's there. Don't get freaked out. You haven't done anything wrong. Just go ahead and mix it some more and everything will be fine. You'll still have good tasting seitan. Bring a pot of water to boil. And to that you're going to add 1 tablespoon of vegetable base. I like to use Better Than Bouillon. If you have specific questions on the brand, you can feel free to message me on YouTube. Or you can mainly find it in your grocery aisle where the chicken stock and vegetable stock and the bouillon cubes are. At least that's where I can find mine. 1 tablespoon of that stuff. You put it in. Make sure it's all mixed in. Now that it's mixed in, it's time to drop your nuggets in to get them cooked. Since the water's boiling, just go ahead and throw them in. And you are basically halfway done once the nuggets get boiled. Then it will be time to drop them in the oven. Ready after about half an hour to 45 minutes, they have boiled and they're ready to be sifted and drained. In the sink, you bring your nuggets over, pour them out, and there you go. As you can see, they've grown quite a bit. So the smaller you can make the nuggets, the better. Here I have 1½ cup soy milk, 1 teaspoon lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons oil. You're going to take your boiled nuggets, dip them in there, and let them sit in there for a little bit so that they soak up all that lovely, almost buttermilk-like mixture. And feel free every once in a while to mix them, but leave them in here for a little while. And we're going to make our dry batter. So we have chicken nuggets, right? So, in a bag, in a paper bag, I like to add 2 cups garbanzo flour. Add it in there. And this makes cleanup even easier. Okay, I have 2 cups there. Maybe a little more. There we go. 2 cups. 2 tablespoons nutritional yeast. 1/4 of a teaspoon turmeric, which what I do, you can measure it, but I use about a big pinch, which ends up being 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric, and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. I like to use smoked paprika. It tastes better to me. Okay. So then close the bag, mix it well, and then you're going to add, fill it well so that it doesn't look like so. The bag, you're going to remove the nuggets and put them on the baking sheet and bake them at a preheated oven at 400 degrees. And if some of the nuggets, when you're fishing them out, are not so well coated, like say this, you can still see some of the seitan on it, go ahead and run it through what is left of the batter on the bottom. And into the oven they go at a preheated oven of 400 degrees. And in about 15 minutes we'll turn them over. Okay, it's been 15 minutes and now I'm going to turn them over. And now it's time to take them out of the oven. And there you go. You have yourself chicken nuggets.